Okay, well, this is one of my videos, and I have encountered someone. This person's name is Theory, or she had a little. She seemed like pretty upset of me. It's like and it was kind of a little offensive about that she labeled me like this. Where is it? Right here. Well, like some of these comments ended up in my spam folder, and so that's why I didn't respond, because it was in the spam folder. And that happens, it does happen, when I get things in the spam folder, and then I'm only sorry that I don't respond to some of you, because some of you think that might think that I'm just being favoritism or whatever. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm not. Well, anyway, and then this girly here, she's like trying to tell me things which was kind of offensive, like trying to tell me that that I have high ego, or like I'm acting too good, or that's how I took it anyway. But anyway, and then that was kind of offensive. So this is the reason for this video. The reason why I'm putting up this video. One of them anyway, and just so all of you can get to know me more. And then I think she's just upset because I didn't respond, but the things that she had to say, and so what I have to say, well, now for the other part of the video, it's getting to know me. This is so you guys will get an insight on where I come from and my attitude or whatever. It's like, I do know that, the things that I have to say about all this is like, growing up, it's like, it's a long story, like I wrote all this down in my life story. Well, anyway, well, to sum it up, it's like, how I call it, like my dad, like, abused me physically, but it's not like, what it's not like, like the show Burning Bad, it's not like that, but it's like, or if you ever saw the show, what's the name of that show again, the, Right to Kill. It's nothing like that, but my dad, like mentally and physically abused me a little bit. Well, physically, I'm talking about belting, got whooped, I had that, and I'll even show you a tape on the typical, on how I typically lived with that with my dad. But it's like, my dad was sort of mean, like kind of like a Groucho. He's more like a Groucho Marx. It was not necessarily mean, but it was just a Groucho Marx. And I'm gonna tell you, my mom, was like on the more loving side. And my mom, well, but the thing is, it's a more complicated thing that my mom, like the more complicated negative things I could say. I don't like to say that word, but the negatives in my mom, well, it was favoritism. My mom had a little favoritism, and she still tends to have it, but by now she already knows that she already knows it, and she's trying to control it. She's trying to stop it, like. Well, anyway, back in my days, though, I had a complaint about feeling left out all the time, like, you guys may have noticed some of my videos, like where nobody seems to be paying attention to me on those videos. Well, that's the example that I'm trying to point out on how I lived. So, my mom, that's how I was, what my mom's attitude is like. I mean, sort of like, I'm not out there right now trying to feel sorry. I'm sorry for it. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying the facts. What the real facts is. But anyway, and then and that might tell you why my personality is the way it is. But I do know that back in my time, well, I mean, I think what I could probably say, like the impact it probably has on me to this day. I mean, it's like I'm not letting it do anything. But I feel like the impact that like my mom's favoritism has done to me, probably, I guess, is like always wanting to be sure that, that to pass out the message to everybody that, like, they should see who I am first before they label me, or, that's the only thing I could think of, like, on how it affected me, on how it affects me today. Because today, as of today, I may get offensive whenever someone, like, anytime that someone's gonna point the finger at me about something that's not true. And so that's probably where it impacts me. I think it's like that with everybody, really. But I feel that it's kind of like that's where all the shine is, like where I shine the light on how I feel it's impacted me. But anyway, it's like, so for now, let's just talk about the things that are like me, what my personality is like. Well, I could tell you what my attitude is, or what I try to point out, like what is like me in my attitude. Well, for me, it's like, I like to, to be helpful in any way I can. Like if I'm gonna come across somebody who obviously is needing help with anything, like car or like jumping a car or whatever, I'm always ready to help, on things like that, or like anything that I can help on. I'm always ready to help, like for that example. And then the other things that are like me is like I'm very slow to get mad, of course I'm gonna get mad here and there, but I'm slow to get anger. Not like my dad anyway. Cause like I try my best not to be rude in any way, because some of you might get upset because I didn't respond or things like that, but you gotta remember, it's not that I'm favoring somebody or not. It's that I'm not on the computer all the time. On the phone, like I'm on the phone. I might visit the website a lot. I love San Bernardino because that's where I live. But for me, I treat everybody equally. That's how I feel I am. But I'm gonna say hi to everybody. I'm not out there favoring, like, because I know that's kind of bad. That's a bad influence, or that's just bad. And I don't want to look bad like that. Well, anyway, so what else do I have to say? But on the other hand, though, for me, I typically like for people to be the first one to say hi. I know that sounds kind of like, what do we call it, conceited, it might sound like it, but in reality though, sometimes I like for people, and this is like where the impact of my mom's, the way my mom treated comes into play, or sort of. For me, I tend to be a little shy, but not really. Because, I tend to like others to be the first ones to come up and say hi to me first, and then I would. Well, the reason why I could say that I'm that way, like where I like for people to be the first one to say hi, is because you figure, like at the time, had the way I feel about this is because back in the time when my mom had favoritism with others, and then I had the tendency to have other family members doing that too. I mean, it was like some of my or I think it was some of my cousins who appeared to be favoring like others over me, like favoring Hector and Arnold for whatever reason, and Cynthia especially, back in the time, over me. So, I mean, I always felt left out. So, I mean, this is where the impact leads to, where I want people to say hi to me first because it's a way of feeling like that they approve of me, so to speak. It's not like I'm bothered by anything. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not bothered by it now, but it's just how I feel right now, and it's just the way I feel right now. But I like it that way better though, because I mean it's a way of letting me know that they're humble enough to say hi to someone like me. I mean, if they're humble enough, like where they're not too conceited like a celebrity. I mean, because I'm not gonna generally go up to a celebrity type guy. Not that they are celebrity, but guys or girls who look like models. I'm not gonna necessarily go up to them and say hi, especially if I could tell that they don't appear to be having a good day or whatever. I'm basing that again. That's a violation on my part. Sometimes I do that myself. Anyway. So for me, I like it better, like I said, for people to come to me and say hi because it's a way of knowing that they're gonna be good, so to speak. Because I'll know that you guys are good, are the good ones. To say hi to me, to be the one saying hi to me, because that's gonna tell me that you guys are a little bit more humble. And then for me, anyone, like if I'm in a good mood, I'll say hi. I want to say hi to people, but a lot of times when I do here and there say hi to people. Like when I go to the mall, I always like to smile. I like to smile when I can. But sometimes my face doesn't look like it's smiling, but I'll grin or something, like just letting them, just acknowledging them that they are there. That's how I look at it. That's how I like to say it. I'm acknowledging people that they're there by giving a eye contact and grinning at them, even if they don't do it to me, But I'm gonna do that, but I'm still gonna like it better for people to say hi to me first before I converse with anybody, because it's gonna make me feel more comfortable, apparently, and that's gonna tell me that they're more on the humble side, So that's the story behind that, why I'm like that. It's because, like I say, you figure, like if you were an ugly Grinch or some, just think about it. Like if you're one of those like very unperfect looking person, like a defect, like my ear, or a big defect on them, or just straight out ugly, or whatever you want to call it. If someone is gonna say hi to someone like that, then that's a good person. That's a real person. Anyone who's gonna say hi to one of those people, that's the real people, and those are the people that I'm looking for, and those are the people that I want to be in my life, that I want in my life. But all in all, though, really, I'm actually more like a very quiet guy. I'm very quiet. And I have to tell you one thing about me, that I am introverted. I'm more like on the introverted side, because another thing that I have to point out, back in my life, in 1982 particularly, I remember back in my time when I was hanging out with my friends or neighbors, and they're doing their funny things, stealing. Like they used to go out stealing light bulbs from those Christmas lights so they could use them to play bombing each other, that type of thing. And they were pretty bad. My neighbors are pretty bad. But for me, on the other hand, I was actually out there stealing those valve caps from the tires of the cars, and I was doing that before our new bikes that we were gonna get for Christmas. I mean, because like I was a kid, I was 12 years old at the time, so I was stealing those valve caps, like the devil in me back in my days, and so. Doing that, and while I was doing that, going on towards the end of the night, that's when I came across a super crazy guy, he got all historical and he got all crazy about me stealing those caps, and that scared the shit out of my life, I tell you. I mean, that was a moment in my life that I could never forget. I mean, that scared literally the hell out of me, and ever since then the hell had ran off from me from that point on, and from that point on I feel like it was since that day that I no longer wanted to even be outside anymore, or I really didn't even like to be outside anymore, and I really didn't like to be outside. I mean, I feel like from that point on, I just like to stay home. From that point, I don't know why it did that, but I mean, it's always been my favorite thing to do. Just stay home and just have a little conversation, or just have family get-togethers or whatever, and stay home rather than going out somewhere and having the fun. Though I mean. That's the way I am, that's the way it's always been for me, I don't generally like to be out, even today, because, being outside today, I mean, we get so many people today that are, like, really bad, like, we get, like, a lot of crime, these days, a lot of robbing, and, I mean, it's like, I just have that feeling, I don't always get that feeling. But the thing is, I don't let that get to me. I mean, I'm gonna make myself go outside and just breathe the fresh air. I go out and ride bikes a lot. I still do that, and I'm making myself walk, and walk outside even if it's a dangerous neighborhood. I know I live in San Bernardino, and some parts of it is pretty bad. I mean, what can I say? I mean, this is where I live, and so I have to live with it. I mean, I'm happy with it. I mean, just mind my own business, and I'm okay. Just mind your own business, and you're okay, Don't look for trouble, You don't need to look for trouble. Or don't invite trouble, and that's it, So the way I'm talking right now, that's how my voice, or that's how I sound, like, in my mind, so to speak. But for me, I mean, I like it better that I'm not rude, I mean, I want to keep myself, I want to make sure that I'm not like that. So I need you guys to tell me anytime that anything sounds kind of like rude on me, you tell me, and I'll fix that, because sometimes I am never meant to be rude or anything like that. I'm never meant to be that way with anybody. I'm never, but sometimes when I post something on Facebook, some people misunderstand, Like sometimes I may post a certain word or a certain way. I may post it a certain way, or I might post the words a certain, like I may say it a certain way, and it offends people. And I come around to a lot of that, Like, I mean, I'm never meant to do that, I'm not meant to do that. So anyway, I mean, for me, you will not see me out there talking crap, unless I mean, they talked crap about me, or I mean, it's like, I don't really do that too much, I really don't want to be doing that, because it's not like me. But I mean, when certain people may desperately deserve it, that's when I'll do that. That's when I might talk crap, but I mean, I try to refrain from doing that. You know, I don't like to do that. You know, I mean, it's just not like me. I mean. And one other thing that would be good to know about me is that politics, I'm not into that kind of shit. I mean, I don't need any of that stuff, you know. I mean, it's too much shit that shit about this politics junk, you know. I mean, but politics is not even in my vocabulary. So I mean, you're gonna hear me ask you, what is politics? I want to keep it quiet there because I really am not into that stuff. You know, Trump, the whatever the hell is going on. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I just want to live my life without all the politics shit. You know, I just want to live my life. You know, I just want to live a life like without any controversy or without any disagreement. I don't want to go through all this shit, man. I just don't want it, man. I tell you. So if any of you ever imagined or wondered what type of foods I like, well, I mean, I could tell you. I mean, I like mostly the simple things like mac and cheese and bread or sandwiches, bread, cheese, and chicken sandwich, you know, just simple stuff. But of course, even more simpler, I like cereal. I love Lucky Charms and stuff, you know. I'm like a kid still. I love to eat the Lucky Charms and stuff. Tricks or whatever. And my kids, you know, will eat that and I eat that too. I mean, I love cereal. And then, you know, I love to go out to Burger King or McDonald's, you know. We do that a lot. I mean, we do that a lot. I mean, it just tastes good. I mean, because I'm not out here bragging about health and like what I eat. Or I'm not out there bragging about that I eat vegetables and fruits. I'm not, because I don't eat fruits and vegetables. Well, I mean, I really don't. I mean, my kids and Jenny Lynn does, but not me. I mean, it's like, I'm not out there bragging about health, you know, like when I'm out there riding my bike and getting in shape or whatever. I'm not out there doing that, bragging about what I eat, and because I'm gonna go out and to Burger King and eat a burger, and I love those. I love the Carl's Jr., the famous star with cheese. I love those, I tell you. And then, I mean, I love McDonald's. I love to eat there. I eat all the junk. I eat the junk. But the thing is that, I don't eat too much. I don't eat too much. What I mean is, like, I may eat junk, but I don't gobble it up. And I'm not a glutton, you know. I exercise a lot. I ride my bike a lot. It's fun. Anyway, so. And then, and speaking of which, humble. I like to keep it humble. For me, I'm not going to be out there bragging. And that's one thing I forbid myself from doing, you know, bragging in any way. I want to refrain from doing that because that's one thing I don't like to do. It's one thing I don't like to be doing, and I don't want to be looking like someone like that. I forbid myself from doing that. So, I keep myself humble. I want to keep myself, and one of those ways is telling you that I'm eating at McDonald's. You know, I'm not out there bragging about health or anything else. You know, I'm not out there bragging about how much we make, you know, if that's even an issue, or I'm not out there bragging about anything, you know. I keep myself humble, you know. Well, anyway. And one other big thing about me, I'm just letting you guys know, it's like, to never ever be afraid of me, you know. You don't have to ever be afraid of me, you know. You guys are always welcome to talk to me, say hi to me, whatever. It's like, never let my face tell you, never never get scared of the way I look. I mean, you just say what's up, or I mean, I'm always happy to hear from you guys. I'm always happy to hear hi or converse, and don't worry about it if I don't respond right away. It's because, like I said dozens of times, I don't always see it right away. Sometimes it might take a week. Sometimes, I'm sorry if it takes a week. Sometimes, because, like I said, I'm not on the computer all the time. So one way that's guaranteed to catch my attention, or one way that's guaranteed is to go onto my Facebook and talk to me on Facebook, because if you want to talk to me, you go to Facebook. I'm Gilbert Arcenega. You just look up my name, and you probably already know. And that if you want to talk to me, you talk to me on Facebook. That's a guaranteed. That's more guaranteed way to catch it. But even then, I may not catch it right away. Sometimes I may not see it right away, but I am more likely, put it that way, more likely to catch it on Facebook than YouTube. But I look on YouTube too. I do a pretty good job at finding everything, all the comments on YouTube, and I do everything I can to answer everybody. And I put a love there. I always like to do that, just to let you know that I got your comment and I loved it, that type of thing. Also, if you noticed on my videos, if you notice that the beginnings of some of those videos, I put a blue background or a yellow background or a green background and a brown or a light brown background. Well, I'm decided that I'm having an idea. I'm getting the idea of doing that because I figured that I could color code these videos, like the ones with the blue background, like the titles that are blue. Those are from the 80s. Those are 80s videos, or like the videos from the 80s. And the ones that have the yellow background in the title, that's the 90s stuff, 90s videos. And the ones with the green background in the title, that's from the Philippines, the videos from the Philippines. And the ones that have the brown background, that's my vlogs. And I'm thinking of other ways to do things, but sometimes I might just put random colored backgrounds, or, well, like for an example, like I put a red background or a burgundy background for my Mercury review the other day. So like I say, just remember this. I'm always happy to hear from you, and never ever think that I'm avoiding any of you. Never think that, and never think that I'm mad. I'll never be afraid to say anything to me. You could talk to me straight out about anything. I'm fine with you guys. Any of you who know me really well, you could be straight out with me with anything. You could talk to me about anything you want, man. I'm fine with it. Don't be afraid that I'm going to be offensive on things like that. Even on certain things that could be considered offensive, I'll hear from you guys. Any of you who are closer to me, like who I'm closer to, I would say. But any of you are welcome to talk to me. So just like I said, just don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of my face. Don't be afraid that I look mean, or I'm nothing of mean. I want to try to pass the message that I'm not like that. I'm nothing of mean. People think that I am, but my face looks like that, but people think I am, and then my life goes through challenges because of it. So, I mean, I'm trying to pass a message. And it's only thanks to God that we have this technology today. Because, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this in the 80s. You guys wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to share a video where people can see me, like, on a video, rather than talking out in the open, you know. I was not able to do this during the 80s, I tell you. And so this is what's great about today's technology, and that's what I really like about today, because I'm able to do this, where people can actually see the inside of me more easily today as compared to then. So, I mean, I hope, you know, well, anyway, I mean, I hope this video was something helpful to you guys, like, to get to know me. This is all about knowing me, getting to know me. So, I mean, I hope you guys have a happy Halloween, you know. Have a really good Halloween. And I'm gonna post another vlog of my Halloween and everything. And I'm gonna continue posting up more videos, like old videos, 90s and 80s. Remember the color-coded backgrounds. Remember the color-coded, how do you call it, titles. Blue is for the 80s, 88 and 89. Yellow for the 90s. And green for the Philippines, videos from the Philippines, and then the light brown for my current vlogs. Okay, and have a good day to all of you. Okay, one more thing about me when it comes to like things that I like. Sports among one of those things is just not something I like, that I'm into. I'm just not into it. I'm not really not into that, the sports scene. My brothers love Dodgers and all that stuff, but for me, it's just not me, you know, sports and things like that, you know, it's just not me. I mean, for me, I just like to, I mean, I'm not even really like a fan of movies, or I mean, well, I like movies, of course, but I'm not like, for that example, I'm not one of those kinds that's gonna blog about movies or you know, like games, or blog, you know, like those YouTubers that do all gaming, or I'm just not into the sports and stuff like that. And about video games, I like them, but I mean, I don't play them that much. Because, well, I mean, it's only the older school ones that I do, but I already outgrew them, and I'm already like bored of them, so to speak. But I'll play them still. I mean, but as a memory thing, you know, like Mario Brothers 3, for instance. But for games of today, I don't really do them, because I don't really have much interest, because it's a lot of violence, or I mean, it's just not really me anymore. I mean, and then when it comes to sports and stuff, I'm just not into it. I really am not, you know. My brothers, I mean, especially Hector, that he swears by Dodgers and stuff, you know, but I mean, and I don't fall into that stuff, getting all mad because of them losing, and I don't get into that stuff, you know. I think it's just something that I don't need to put extra into myself, you know, worrying about that, which is kind of dumb about that. Well, anyway, so, and then one other last thing about me is that, you know, ultimately, for the ultimatum here, I don't drink, and I don't smoke, and I don't do any kind of drugs, and I never have. And I really don't feel like I ever want to do such a thing, you know. Never have, never gonna. And it seems to me that, I mean, it could be a part of why the community sort of rejects me, you know, the way I could explain it. But I mean, it's not like rejecting, but I mean, it's like why some people like how we call it, like tend to look down on me, you know. I mean, because we get a ton of people who drink and, do drugs or smokes, I mean, it seems like everywhere I go, I mean, everybody drinks and smokes, like, and I would probably think that maybe about, I would say probably about 90% of everybody drinks and smoke. And then I feel like I'm being turned down by the community since most of them drink, and it's just the way I could explain how I feel or what it feels like. Or I mean, it's not like I'm caring about this, but I mean, it's just like I feel like I'm being turned down by the community because I'm not like them, like I'm not like them, like who drinks and smoke, or does drugs. But I just never did, and I'm never gonna want to do it, because it's just an expensive habit, it's just too expensive to do that, and I don't need to do that, and I'm surely not gonna do that for peer pressure. I could tell you that much. I mean, it's like, I just never got into it. I never got into it. That's just me. I don't drink or do drugs. And I know a number of you is always suggesting that I try smoking marijuana. Well, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I heard medical marijuana, but I've heard good things about it. But I just don't want to. I don't want to just get into it just because I heard good things about it. I'll just let a doctor prescribe me it, or I'll just let it go to that point. But otherwise I probably would rather keep it free of drugs and alcohol, and because I'm just not me. It's not me, and never have. I've never done that, and I don't feel like I ever want to do that. So well, I'm just gonna go ahead and take off this jacket and take it off for now. Well, anyways, so I'm going to be working on this video right now. So I'm working on it right now. Actually, I'm using this computer. Since I don't have sound on this one, since the sound is not working on this one, I'm using this one, but the screen doesn't work on this one, so I'm just using the computer and I have it hooked up to this screen here, so I'm working on it right now. So let's see. Anyway, well, I hope you had a, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah. Well, anyways. So you guys might wonder, what is my life like? What do I typically do on a day-to-day basis? Well, anyway, what I typically do on a day-to-day basis, Monday through Friday, I'm not working at the moment because I'm a stay-at-home dad, because that's how Jenny Lynn likes it, and that's how I like it too, because I'm the one who could drive, and Jenny Lynn is not driving yet. But anyway, it's convenient, like when I'm available to pick up my kids, like at moment's notice, and then sometimes even things like my mom might need help with their house or car or whatever, and I can do it, and I'm able to do it right off the bat, not like when we're working and we can't do it until a certain time. But anyway, so Monday through Friday, typically, I may, I call it, Monday, like on the mornings, I take babies or my kids to school and my wife to work, go home, and I sometimes just relax for a couple of hours. This is where I'm on the internet sometimes, and then sometimes I might be working on a video like I am right now. I'll go on the internet, at about this time, like in the mornings until say like about 11, 12 o'clock, or I'm just relaxing or sleeping or napping or whatever through that entire time. So I'm not really doing much except for the internet. I mean, or things like that until say around 12. And then on some days at about 12 o'clock, I might go out and ride my bike or something, or do some of my hobbies, or I might just clean around the house, or get into the garage and look for things to do in the garage, or around the house, clean house. I mean, from around 12 until like about 2 o'clock or so. And then my kids come home at about 2:30 and 3 o'clock or 3:30. Then I'm gonna continue doing the things that I'm doing around the house, or I'm just gonna sit around. I mean, like, but usually I try to find something to do, you know. But I mean, a lot of times I find things to do. I mean, like around the house, or projects, or make a video, or I mean, but half of the time though, I'm just lazy. I'm kind of like lazy, you know, half of the time. And then the times when I'm like being lazy, that's when I'll go to the internet, you know. But I may spend on the average of like per day, the average amount of time I might spend on the computer or the internet is probably about maybe 1 hour, maybe 1 hour per day on average. And other than that, I'm just lying down or just sleeping, lying down, whatever. I mean, I'm just being lazy probably half of the time, to be honestly, you know. But sometimes I might like, you know, like the other half of the time, or the 1/3 of the time, I might like do hobbies like flying the drone or riding my bike. Riding my bike is the big one for me, you know. That's kind of like the big one. That's where I spend more of my time on a weekly basis on. And then so that's Monday through Friday. And then when I pick up Jenny Lynn from work, then we just stay home. Or sometimes we go to the stores just for fun, you know. We just walk stores, but Jenny Lynn buys a lot of stuff here and there. I mean, well, we buy our food or whatever. We do our shopping like basically in the nights, like during the nights when Jenny Lynn is home, after I pick up Jenny Lynn. So at the end of the night is like when we're all home. My kids are gonna usually do their homework, or they sometimes will play games like the Wii U, or they usually play the Switch, or they often go on the computer. They like to be on this Roblox. They love playing that Roblox game, the Xbox, you know. I mean, that's what they do. And for me, that's when I go back on the computer or the internet, you know. And my wife is gonna do the same thing. And so, anyway, and then on the weekends, since Jenny Lynn's worked all week long, I mean, she's gonna be too tired to do anything. And because she works on salary, so sometimes she can work like around 10 hours a day. And so, I mean, that's where all the income is at. I mean, because like, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I mean, all the income. Well, anyway, I mean, Jenny Lynn is tired through the week, so a lot of times we don't really do much on the weekends. We don't do anything on the weekends. Once in a while, maybe we'll just drive around to a store, but a lot of times we don't do anything until like going on to the night hours, because that's when we're finally rested, so to speak. But for me though, now if I would be talking about what I'm wanting to do for like going on to next year, like a New Year's resolution, well, I mean, if I could have this say, I mean, I want to try to get everything together for myself, you know, and just continue to improve myself, you know, like the medicines or my anxiety. I don't have problems with anxiety or depression as of now, but what I want to happen is like eventually, like I want to be able to get a job without the worry about who's gonna take care of the kids or who's gonna pick them up or I mean the worry about who's gonna do this or who's gonna do that if I'm not there, you know, like. But if not that, I would just continue my riding the bikes, or I would just continue doing things around the house. I mean, continue making more videos or putting them more together or whatever. I mean, you know what I want to do is eventually is I want to be able to, I would like to try something different. I would like to try, putting all the stuff together, like on DVDs or something. Every video that I uploaded, and I saved them all, by the way. Every video I upload, I would like categorize them, put them all in one place, like on DVDs or something, and then sell my videos, like all in one. Like it's kind of like it's like buying a TV show. Like it's like buying you know, like these sitcoms on DVDs. I mean, I think of it that way. So I'd had the idea of doing that, of like putting it all together nicely and putting all the background writing about it, everything. I would like to try that one of these days. And then right now, I mean, I'm still working on my life story, because I've been writing about my life and everything. So I mean, if we're gonna get a conclusion of what I want to happen for 2019, well, of course, credit, you know, I mean, I want to pay down credit. I mean, you know what I want though? Is like I want to be able to, you know, try to like improve our life, like in the ways where for the example is getting us to be better with money or that type of thing. I'm trying to get Jenny Lynn to be a little bit better with money, and to be happy with the things that we got. Well, I am in generally happy with what I have already. But so for 2019, I just want a smooth year. That's all I have to say, I guess. I mean, I want to have a smooth year. I want to get everything cleared out of the way, like money I owe, whatever, anything. I mean, I just want to clear my mind on 2009. For 2019, I want my mind to be clear. That's all I could say. I mean, just to be relaxed and clear. Everything that's happened from 2018 and beyond. That's what I want to happen for 2019. And of course, my shape. Well, I feel like I'm already in pretty good shape, but I'm going to continue riding bikes, or continue with my hobbies, riding bikes especially, because, you know, when I ride my bike, it's like, what motivates me to do that is when I see like other people riding bikes, or when I see people in gyms or something. That's going to motivate me to want to work out more or exercise more and everything. And then of course, you know, like when I see, you know, like people like that, I mean, that look like models, they might make me motivated too. So anyway, I mean, that's what I have to say about how things are for me currently, and what I do on a spare time. And I mean, it's not much. I mean, not a lot. Once in a while, we're gonna do things like go to Vegas, or when we have the money. But I mean, we're kind of short of money on that. So I mean, I would say, I mean, we don't do a lot. I mean, it's not like anything to brag about. But I mean, I'm happy though. I'm happy with life though. Well, anyway, well, I hope you liked this video. I mean, I hope I didn't bore you. You know, I mean, this is a way of getting to know me the best. So I'm glad to be able to have the time to post this, and hopefully you guys, I mean, any of you who might have gotten mad at me, I hope you guys are okay with after I explained everything, you know. Okay, all right.